And former President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, has described the visit by governors of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, to Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, who is a member of the PDP, as a miscalculation. Speaking to reporters during the Eid celebrations in Ilorin, Kwara State capital, Saraki said Wike is important to the PDP and the party would let him go. He described Wike as an important member of the party and expressed confidence that the PDP will address all controversies soon. On Friday, 3 governors of the APC, Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State, Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti, and Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State visited Wike's residence in Port Harcourt. A closed-door meeting followed. Also present at the meeting was Ayodele Fayose, former Ekiti State Governor and PDP member. Well, the developments came amid speculations that Wike, who is a member of the PDP, might defect from the party after losing the presidential and vice presidential tickets. Well, let's talk more on these issues and others as we're now being joined by a member of the House of Representatives. He represents Amuwo Odofin Federal Constituency. He is Honorable Oghene Egoh. Thank you so much for being here, Honorable Egoh.
Thank you.
And of course, before we get into all of the controversies surrounding your party, especially after your special convention right here in Abuja, let's talk a little bit about insecurity. You are a member of the 9th House of Representatives. And of course, we've seen Honorable Zok. He spoke from the Kaduna aspect. I want to speak to you as a member representing Lagos. Insecurity. How bad is the situation in the country, and what is the Ninth Assembly in general doing to ensure that we don't see a worst case scenario than what we have seen?
Well, I was in the 8th Assembly and now I'm in the 9th Assembly. And I can tell you it has never been as bad as this. It has never been as bad as this. Now, a president was visiting his home state. Of course, the presidential team will have a lot of vehicle with sirens, soldiers, and police. And the vehicle was attacked. And 2 policemen, we understand, 2 people we understand were killed.
No, they were shot, not killed.
Were shot, okay.
From the reports
Yes.
we have garnered, they were receiving treatment, but if they've passed, no confirmation from the president.
Where they were shot. Now, for a presidential cover to be shot, who is safe in the country? As we speak to you, all the people were kidnapped in the rail, when the rail was bombed from Lagos to, from Abuja to Kaduna, all the people have not been released. A lot of people are still there. As we speak to you, it's very dangerous for you to travel on road to any part of the country. So, if a foreign investor wants to come to Nigeria and he cannot move from place to place on road, how can he do it? Meanwhile, it's not everywhere that you have an airport. So the insecurity is so bad. And most of us have suggested what we need to do. As it is, the federal government must accept that they have failed and that they are not able to control these issues of insecurity. Therefore, allow state police to come in. Because if there's state police, every state will be able to have intelligence to track these bandits or terrorists, as you call them, these kidnappers. But when you don't have that, the police is in Abuja here. They give instruction to the state. The country is too vast for them. We are not saying that if there's state police, every state will have. Because some people will argue, will say, oh, some states will not be able to afford it. Yeah, the states who can afford it can have state police. Federal police will still be there to complement. If we don't do that, and you say the governor is the head of security in the state, local government chairman is the head of security in the local government, we are wasting our time. For what is happening, if Kuje prison in Abuja, in the heart of Abuja here, can be attacked for over 2-3 hours, and there was no response, whereas all the head of military police installation, they are in Abuja here, security advisor is in Abuja here, and there's no response. One would not be surprised if one day they overrun the whole of Abuja, and they went away, they even had time to video the attack. So the situation is not a terrible situation. As we speak to you, they brought a water bill in the House, which is going to create a lot of controversy, unnecessary controversy. I think this is not the right time for government. A water bill that has been rejected twice, you are bringing it back again to control all the water, all the rivers, in the whole country. Those rivers, the side of the river is where farmers farm, because
we'll get to that conversation, because right now I want us to actually focus on politics.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
yes, on politics,
we know what you're passionate about, because you know the member, as you are representing your people of Amuwo, Odofin, and of course the committees that you represent.
What I've said is that at this time, what we need is for the whole House and the federal government, the president, to support the House to have a state police, because security is our #1 problem now. If you are not secure, you can't talk about any other thing.
And state policing, it's been a clamor. It's been a clamor of, especially the governors. You know, we've seen a lot of push, but it seems like, do you think it's possible that that might still happen before the end of this particular administration of President Muhammadu Buhari?
If the president wants it to happen.
But it starts from the National Assembly with enacting the right kind of laws, isn't it?
Yeah, no, the president can bring an executive bill, just like the one that brought water bill. That's why. Well,
we had a chance. We had a chance where there was an adjustment to our constitution, and if you feel like that was something that was important, don't you think the 9th Assembly had a great opportunity?
We did. Don't forget that in the 8th Assembly, we worked on.
That was the 8th. The 9th, there was an ample opportunity.
Yeah, of course. But if, as a person, I brought a police bill that had first reading, but of course it never came up. What I'm telling you is that some people are against the state police. Why they are against this, we don't know. And they cannot go home. They face insecurity like all of us. I don't know whether they want to wait until their houses and their town is taken over by these bandits, until Abuja is taken over by these bandits. We don't pray for it before we say, oh, let's have state police. Because as it is now, it is very clear to the entire country, to everybody, that the police we have now cannot guarantee us security. They cannot guarantee intelligence. And the military are not going to be able to do it because they don't have enough intelligence. This is what state police is supposed to do. Every state is supposed to have its own police. Those states who cannot afford it, well, you can leave them out. Gradually, when they are able to have a police task, then they will be able to afford it. But I can assure you that almost everywhere, in every community, people are already paying vigilante taxes. This money is enough to establish the state police. And what you have, some people will say, oh, there's a Amateku in the southwest. Yeah, but the Amateku cannot arrest and prosecute. They will arrest, hand over to the Nigeria police. Nigeria police will release them because they don't have the capability. You know, so we need a state police. And the Amateku, they don't have the arm that the state police are supposed to have. So we need it. It's for our own interest. It's the interest of the nation. If Kuje prison can be attacked, if Chiroro, which is less than 200 kilometers from here,
okay,
you know, so the state police.
I get what you're saying. You're saying police has to be local, and you're almost speaking, you know, in the same breath as Honorable Gabriel Saleh Zok, who equally said, you know what, you have to make police local for us to see an end to insecurity. So I ask you, before we move along from this topic right now, insecurity. The 9th Assembly, what do you intend to do beyond putting the blame on the doorstep of the federal government? What do you intend to do this next few months before this 9th Assembly is over to ensure that something is done?
Well, it is
to see an end to insecurity.
It is up to the Speaker of the House of Rep and to the President of the Senate and the leadership of both houses to sit down to know that what we need is state police. Because if they don't do that, even they will not have peace. So
how do you ensure that the Speaker will do your bidding and what you ask him?
But the Speaker and the DC, many members have put in private members' bill for state police. But what I think we need to do, they have a voice with Mr. President.
Right.
They can encourage Mr. President that instead of this water bill you are bring a state police bill. It's more important. A state police bill is more important than not this water bill. The water bill, most of the waterways are supposed to be, the Constitution guarantees the state governments to be in charge of them. Now you are bringing a water bill. It shows that you need to amend the Constitution. But they are not even talking about the Constitution. They want to quickly rush this water bill, you know, and it's going to create unnecessary controversy. What I'm saying is that the legislative time will be wasting on that water bill. Let's waste it on state police so that let everybody be secured. Because as it is, nobody is secured.
Absolutely.
Even as they are burning churches, they are burning mosques. They don't ask whether you are Muslim or you are Christian. They don't ask whether you are Hausa man or you are Yoruba man or you are Fulani man.
Right.
Yeah. When you feel, you say, oh, it is Islamic state for West Africa that did it. Yes, why would they not do it if there's no state police? We are aware that the federal police, as we have them today, are incapable. They cannot do it because we have tried them over the years, over the months, over the days, and they continue to fail on it. Why can't we say, let's have state police? Nobody say you should sack the federal police. Federal police can remain. In America, you have the two police. In Britain, we have similar cases. You know, every local government have police. Even it's okay, a university has its own police. They can arrest, they can prosecute, and they can provide intelligence. This is what we need. Having state police will not prevent one section of the area country from not oppressing another. You know, but I don't know, because when we brought it in the 8th Assembly, you can see those who voted against it. They are from a certain part of the country. And they are the people who are worst hit with what is happening now. In Sokoto State, there was a time the governor cried out that a whole senatorial zone has been overtaken by bandits. Everywhere, bandits have taken over. You know? So what are we waiting for before we institute state
police has to be local. That's what you're saying, because as it stands right now,
that is the most important thing.
The United Nations recommends that one police officer to 450 people, but the number of one police officer to Nigeria, looking at our population, it depends on whose data you're looking at, is adequately inadequate. You have to put it that way.
If you have a federal police and every state has its police, it will
and
reduce
security
the
has to be local is your suggestion. But let's talk about some party issues right now. Let's look at, by the way, congratulations. You have just won your tickets to actually contest for the 2023 general elections to represent the good people of Amuwo, Odofin. You were announced as the candidate of the party, going up against other political parties, of course. Let's talk about, you know, the fact that the PDP in Lagos, beyond the National Assembly and every state House of Assembly here and there, the PDP has not been able to capture Lagos State since the Fourth Republic. And now we've seen a reconciliation committee being put together. Do you think they are on the right path to ensure that Lagos falls to the PDP come 2023?
Yes, I think they are the right path, because we have realized, and the National have realized, that unless there's proper reconciliation in Lagos, it will be difficult to win. And now that Reconciliation Committee have come from National to work in Lagos, I believe that we will win the election. We have the people, you know, and with Jandor coming from APC, with a lot of people to join PDP, it has boosted the number of members in PDP. All we need to do is to blend together and then reach out to both the old members of the PDP, the new ones who are coming, work together as a team. If we do that, we will win. Don't forget that in 2015, the difference between us and they winning is less than 100.
I'm listening to you, sir. I am listening to you.
It's less than 100,000, you know. And you find out that in a lot of areas where APC got their results from, and from areas like Lagos Island, where they are having 29,000 votes over and above PDP, an area where even the population of those who actually live there may not be up for that, because a lot of the people who live there, of course, they are in the working day over millions in Lagos Island. But everybody goes to the suburb, you know. And so PDP needs to, to come together as a body, reconcile, work together. In Jadra, we have a good material. And if we really work hard, of course, this is our chance.
Right. Jimmy Agbaji has been the one person who has been flying the party's flag for the longest time, but now he has stepped aside for Jack Don, who was a member of the APC before joining the PDP, and now he emerged as your flag bearer. Do you think, you know, Jack Don actually joining the PDP actually has helped your party with its unity efforts?
Yeah, it has helped to swell the number of people in PDP, but a lot still needs to be done in unity. You know, a lot still needs to be done for us to unify ourselves. But I think we'll do that because in our own interest, we know we need unity to win. If we are not united, it will be difficult to win. So we in PDP, we are hungry for victory. We want to taste victory. In the entire Southwest, Lagos is the only state that PDP have not won. So this time, PDP is determined that we must come together as a body. In the past, we'll be having people leaving PDP for APC to swell the rank of APC. Well, now, we've had people leaving APC to PDP.
So what is the role of Bode George in all of this? And as we get ready to wrap up this conversation, let me ask you two questions. One, the role of Bode George in this reconciliation. And also, we've seen Bukola Saraki saying Wike is not going anywhere, governor of Rivers State. We've seen him. He's like the beautiful bride right now. We're seeing all sorts of governors and people in the opposition really meet with him. Do you think he would leave the PDP?
No, let's talk. Bode George is my leader in Lagos. So as a leader, obviously we play a role in ensuring that there's unity and winning. That is that. And then our leader also, Wike, is a man we all admire. And none of us want him to leave the PDP. He's done so much for the PDP. And we know that with what he said, that he will never leave PDP, we trust him. I support what Saraki is saying. PDP, I mean, Wike is a great man. You know, he has done so much to help PDP to where they are now. And I'm sure that as a man who built a house, he would not want the house to fall. We know he's been offended, you know, but I'm sure that the leadership of the PDP is aware that they need to appeal to it to placate him. And I know that a man like Wike, who is a man with a lot of wisdom and a man with a lot of followership in the party, I'm not sure he's going to abandon his people. We are all his people. He will not abandon us. We know that we stand by us because PDP needs to win the next election. Right.
PDP needs to win the election, but at the end of the day, they say politicians, there's no permanent enemies, but just permanent interest. Honorable Oghene Egoh, of course, a member representing Amuwo Odofin in Lagos at the Night Assembly. And of course, all the best with your forthcoming third bid to go and represent your people. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.